Guys, please confirm if my screen and voice is okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So actually we were saying about the string operation, the upper, lower, and the string methods, slicing, indexing, and concatenation. And we also saw formatting, right? While using print statement, how do we use formatting, the F and the flaw braces for the variable names. And today, we will see statements in Python like if, else if statements. And before seeing that, we should also see something called indentation in Python, which we have only in Python language. So I just created a Python file with .py extension, and so let me print this. I'm just adding a statement and then I'm saving it. After saving it, I will just run this button using in VS Code. So here you see the hello world is printed. So let me before going to indentation, I just want to do something called debugging. Okay, so I return this print and I run. Here you see the output hello world. So now uh, here each statement is having some issue in it. So none of the statement would run because there are some errors. Even if I run, it will show me some error message here. So you guys can you guys identify what is the issue with each line? Can you guys guess?
Yes. The second line, there is no double quotes.
Okay. So actually, this VS Code, whatever IDE you use, based on the file name you save, it understands that particular language and shows a error message. It shows you here. You see, it underlines, so you can understand something is wrong with this area. So here,
Yes.
as Malvi said, this is double quotes is missing. Then here,
Let's
Print
open
itself
and
the
close paran. This is missing.
yeah, yeah, Amit, go ahead.
no no I was saying I mean the print word itself it's in a smaller. So will this work or
Which one you have doubt? Which print?
from line 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, this would work. We were using only small. Okay, what about line number 1, line number 5, and line number
Then
4?
first one is uppercase P.
Okay, so here, let me change. Then,
Then and the fourth one semicolon.
okay,
Fifth one printer in the uppercase.
okay. So let me, I see, now you see all the line and under the statement is gone, the error lines indicating there is some issue with that line. And let me run it. So here you see all the hello world got printed. So you guys found that you guys already know that the Python is case sensitive and we cannot have uppercase and we should have double quotes and we should have braces and we need not have the semicolon like we have in the other languages. So
You mentioned once that we can print all these in single quote as well.
yeah, I can use single quote, but the one statement it didn't had any quote at all. So the single quote would work. This line number 4, it would work. Let's
Mhm.
see. So in line number 5, we have some issue. Okay. Uh, let
Beginning.
me comment it out. I'll comment this out. I'll see because when you comment, it's not going to execute. This is how it looks when you comment. Let me run this. So the 4 hello world got printed, but this is having problem. Okay. So with the single quotes also, it is working fine.
Okay, thanks.
So it's telling unterminated string literal. Okay. So this is because I have added a tab space here. I'm just removing it. Now the error issue is gone. Okay. Now if I say and run, it would work fine. So you cannot have extra spaces in Python. It is very space sensitive. Okay. Uh, so yeah. Now let me show a difference between other language and Python in terms of indentation. I will explain what is indentation. So if I have to write if statement in other languages, it will look like this. You will have a if and then the condition, which will result in Boolean because we are comparing here. It will tell true or false, okay? And then you will have the flower braces and inside that you will have the block. So if it is true, this block will get executed. Otherwise, it will skip and it will go to line number 5, okay? And here each statement is ended with semicolon. So whenever the programming language sees semicolon, it understands that that particular statement is ended and you have to go to the next line. Okay, this is how in other languages it works. Now you will notice Python is kind of less cluttered. I mean, I do not have this braces or semicolon or this braces. Okay, we have this open and close bracket only when you use a function. If is not a function, if it's just a statement. In the case of print, it's a function. So we were using open and closed braces, and inside that we were having some statement. Okay. Now the main difference is we got rid of this braces, and we also got rid of this. And uh, if in other languages, if there is no space here, this would still work. Okay, there is no space at start of each line. But in Python, if the space is removed, it would not work. Okay, as I said, it's very so here you see the red color line below the A. So the space is needed. This space is called indentation. So I am telling these two lines belong to if statement. If it is true, these lines will be get executed. Later on, you can have any statement. Okay, you can have anything followed by the if condition. And when there is nothing in that line, particular line, so it goes and reads a is equal to 2, and after that nothing is there. So by that Python understand that line got ended. In other languages it's a different way. It should see semicolon, only then it understand that line got ended. Since Python is case sensitive and space sensitive, it sees nothing is there, so it understands we have to go to the next line. Okay. And this is a major difference between Python and other languages. I'm just having a colon here telling that after this if statement, there is a block and this block belongs to if. You should have a colon telling these are belonging to if. So Python is heavily driven by code indentation and white space. This white space is called indentation. We usually hit the tab key in the keyboard to get the space. Okay. So this makes Python to appear less cluttered and easy to read compared to other languages. When there are hundreds of lines, it's very easy to read Python compared to other languages. And it's also case sensitive. Every language is actually case sensitive. You cannot give capital IF here for if it will not understand what is this. Okay. Let's see about if in Python, if, and else. So I'm just going to give some statement to understand if. Okay. So this is actually not if statement. I've just written plain English for you to understand. So this is how it will be like if and then the condition, and you will have a block where you tell that if this condition is true, go and execute this particular block. Else it will, since we have else if, it is going to the else if. ELIF stands for else if. Okay. And if light is equal to red, stop, something like that. Okay. And if light is equal to orange, ready, get ready. And light is equal to green, move. Else, any other color is invalid apart from these three color, right? So I can have multiple else if, and finally I can have else also. Else is which means if nothing is true, then execute this by default. So print invalid, something like that. Okay. And this else if and else are optional in during if. You can just have if and you can have something, some logic inside it. Without else if else also it would work. Okay. So let me show a real example. I am going to um, so I'm going to calculate the electricity bill. Okay. Based on the number of unit consumed, you calculate the amount to be paid. Okay. So this is a calculation. Let me comment this out. So if you have to comment a line, we have already seen we have to add this hash symbol. I have a shortcut. I can select everything and I can give control slash. In any IDE, if you give control slash, it will comment. Again, if I select and give control slash, it will uncomment. Okay. So this is not piece of code. So I'm commenting it just for the understanding I've added. So if you consume 1 to 50 units, you have to pay 1 per unit. If you consume beyond 50, which is a 51 to 100, you will be paying 2 per unit, and 101 and beyond you will be paying 5 per unit. Okay, first you have to get the input from the user, what is a unit, and then based on the unit you calculate it. Okay, so here I'm just checking if the unit is, if A is less than 50. If so, we will be, because it is 1 per unit, right? If there are, they consumed 49 units, they'll be paying 49 rupees. So I'm just directly printing A because that is the amount they are going to pay, how many units they consumed, which is multiplied by 1, which is not required, right? Multiplication by 1. So I'm directly printing A. Then I have another condition, else if the unit is between 51 and 100, which means equal to or less than 51 or less than 100. Okay, then it goes to this particular calculation, which is for first 50. Okay, so I'll remove this. This is not needed. Okay, so the calculation is like beyond 51, it is 2 rupees per unit, right? That is only the units which is beyond 51. The first 50 unit, it will be calculated as 1 rupee only. And after the 51st unit, how many units we are consuming, we have to multiply it by 2. We'll be charging 2 per that particular units, okay? So here what we are doing, first 50 rupees for the first 50 unit, okay? Then the beyond 50 unit. For example, if the person consumed 52 units, I'm just minusing it by 50, okay? So what will happen? Here it will be like, here it will be like first 50 unit is 50 rupees and A minus 50. Here you consider A as 52 unit. Total unit consumed is 52 and I'm minusing it by 50, which will result in 2, right? 52 minus 50 is 2. And for those 2 units, you are calculating it as 2 rupees. Then it will become 4 rupees. Okay. Then totally it is 54 rupees a person has to pay for 52 unit. Okay. Similarly, the first 50 unit is 50 rupees and the next 50 unit, 50 to 100, whatever consuming, assume that particular person has consumed 103 unit, okay? Particular person has consumed 103 unit. Here what you will do, first 50 unit is 50 rupees, then the next 50 unit is 2 rupees per unit, right? So 50 into, the remaining 50 is 50 into 2, which is 100 rupees. And then the remaining whatever it is. So we will not know how much, right? So I'm just minusing 103 minus 100. So which is nothing but the remaining 3 units. We will be charging 5 per unit. So 3 paisa here, we will be replacing it with 15. And then here, 165. So this is how the calculation is made here. This is a logic I have written for calculating the electricity bill. So this is a sample if statement where you have if, and else. Any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Let me open my Jupyter. So this is a quiz. I have a if statement. Okay. Could you guys tell me what the output would be? Guys, what is the output of this particular if statement?
B,
B. Okay. Why B?
because the first to fall for first if condition, right? It won't come. Then else if, then that will print. After that, remaining things don't execute.
Okay, right. So here, what happens? We are just giving comparison, right? What will happen in real world? This comparison will get evaluated, and the output will be Boolean, either true or false, right? So I'm directly giving true or false here instead of giving a condition. Okay. So it's false, so it will not go inside this if condition at all. The block will not get executed. It will directly go to else if, and here it is true. So this will get printed. The remaining may be true, but it's not worried about the remaining line. Once one condition is true, it will execute that particular block and it will come out of if condition totally. Okay. So answer is B. Beyond that, it will not execute at all. It will come out of the whole if block, if else block. Okay, there is some ID called Tony. Let me open that. Here I'm downloading it for my Windows. Okay, let this get downloaded. So the next quiz. Guess what would be the output of this?
Else, this will
Sorry?
this will print the else part
Okay.
because it's always okay. I mean,
Yeah, right. So here we are, the condition is X and it's false, so it will not go inside if and it will go inside else and print whatever it is. Okay. Guess for this particular piece.
welcome George. This will okay. Not equals to George person.
No, here we have
Sorry,
double
okay.
equal to, which
Achha,
means,
okay, because yeah.
let me run this. So it will tell welcome judge. Because the person is judge, here you are saying if the person is Sammy. No, it's not equal to Sammy, but the person is equal to judge. So it will go and print this, okay? Let's see. I wanted to show this calculator in Tony. Maybe you will have a better understanding. Okay, so I open the same code here and this is all commented as grayed out here. So let me save again. Let me run the script in the debug mode. Okay, so now, so when I click on this next button, it will be showing how the program is evaluated inside Python. Okay, you have given this program to Python. It shows how it handles this particular program. Okay, so first it reads a 100. It's then created a memory. Okay, and then it's checking and it's replacing a from the memory and it's replacing 100 here and it's doing the comparison and then it's coming to know it's false. Okay, so since it is false, it is directly going to this else if and else block. Okay, this particular line number 7 is not evaluated because it's not required for it to go through that statement. Here again, so this is true. So this particular line is getting evaluated. So finally, the output 150 got printed. Guys, is it clear now, the if statement?
Yeah, ma'am. See, that Python, this visual code, right?
Mm-hmm.
How we can debug that? Or we need to, if you want to debug something, we need to install this Tony.
No, no, no. Tony is not for debugging. Okay. This, if at all you are facing some issue, if you have some error, debugging means you have syntax wise you have some error, right? You
Uh-huh.
have some error, and here you will see the error. For example, okay, let me remove this indentation. Okay, let me say by default it's telling there is some error with the in color line appearing below it. Okay, if I run now, I will see error. It is telling indentation error. Expect an indented block for else. So for the else statement, I need a block, but it's still assuming there is no block given for else. Otherwise, this indentation is missing. Okay. This is how in any IDE would work, okay? But this Tony is when for first time you are learning some if or for loop, you are confused how this loop is getting executed. Why is it executing this many times? Then you will know inbuilt in the background what's happening. It's like kind of a simulator. This is not actually Python thing or something. The Tony is written for the beginners to understand for the if statement and the loops.
Uh, Okay. No, I think
Okay.
no. This is similar to Eclipse IDE, right? You, if you want to debug
No,
something,
no, Eclipse will not show like this. Eclipse, no other IDE will show like this, like what's happening, how the value is getting replaced. No IDE will show this.
okay. Now my ask is in Python, like we will put some breakpoints and then we will run debug the program
Yeah, we
and then
can
if
do that. Yeah, 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 we can do that here. I can add a breakpoint here. You see, I'm adding a breakpoint and I can debug that. But we will see that later. Once we have a complete program, maybe
okay,
after for loop and all, I will show how to do apply breakpoint here in VS Code and how to debug.
okay, it's possible in Python also in VS Code, right?
Yeah, yeah, in VS Code it's possible. So this IDE, this is similar to any other IDE you have for any other language like Eclipse or IntelliJ. But Eclipse, I don't see Eclipse is getting used nowadays. Either in my office they use IntelliJ if they are
Okay,
using Java, and they use VS Code. Since I started learning Python, I started using VS Code, so I'm very comfortable here, and I'm using only the look and feel will change between any IDE.
okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
used to
Here
be in
also we have
Eclipse.
run and debug. Okay.
That's why I'm asking. And if you tell me some shortcut, this is the first time I'm using VS Code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you tell the shortcut keys and all, that is also help me to
Yeah.
learn the
So,
things.
so today we were seeing how to comment and uncomment using shortcut key, right? I was telling control slash. If you click control and slash together, it will comment and uncomment. Otherwise, for saving and running, for control S for saving, and then you are running. This is a run button. You are going to run. So far, no shortcut is needed. Yeah, but breakpoint going forward, whenever I use shortcut, I will be telling what I'm using. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
And here is we have that run and debug what you were asking. And from here, I can also have a Git bucket, a GitHub repository. I can push and pull code from here from the VS Code directly, but you have to do the setup. And so here we have something called extensions. There are few extensions available, like for GitHub, and you can have GitHub Copilot. It will, if you have some issues, it will automatically write code for you. And for if you are using Java, there is something called Java Debugger. These are all the third-party libraries which was developed by from some developers like you, and it's available. And you can use anything. So I got few recommendation, and I had installed a few extensions. So far I have installed. Uh, I'll show later someday what all the extensions I have to make my life easier. So some
Okay,
extension will help me to it will help me to write code easily. It will automatically indent and it will automatically add in case of Java, it will automatically add semicolon or something. For HTML, I was using few extension. It will automatically, if I there is few shortcuts. If I add, it will automatically write a skeleton for radio button, and inside I'll go and change only the values. It will write a skeleton code for me continuously. So yeah, I will tell what all I have for Python. I don't think I have anything for Python for, but HTML and Java I have few extension. Yeah, the
Okay.
Stony guys, you can download the Stony, okay, THONNY, and you can have it whenever you feel that particular if condition, if block or for loop is you're not understanding how it's processing, then you can click on this debug and go step over each step. It will show how in the background it's evaluating each thing and giving you the output. Okay, so after printing this output, that's all. It's not going and executing any other line because this is all if else statement, right? This whole block is kind of executed, done. If there was any other statement here, for example in line number 13, 14, 15, it will go and execute if they are not part of if statement. If there are outside block, it will go and execute. Okay. So this is all about if else statement. You have if and else. Okay. And so here I'm getting here I have hard coded the input a is equal to 100, right? If I have to dynamically get the value from user each time from the user, and based on the number what the user is giving, I want to evaluate. If I have to do that, I should handle the input from the user. Okay, I should print a message here. Please enter your number of units you consumed. That particular input I should get, and then I should read that input and take only the value, and I have to give it to A. This we will see now in terminal. Okay, we have a function called input. Okay, here what input would do. 1 minute. Okay. So this is a function like print. You have something called input. Okay, and you can tell here you see I'm adding a space. You will understand why I'm adding a space. So what this input would do? This input would and give this prompt to user. Okay, so that user understand what value he has to give, and whatever is giving, right, it will capture that this a particular input. Okay, let's see. So this Anu is captured. Okay, now let me give A is equal to input. Okay, and again it's until the customer gives the input and then hits enter key, it will not go further. This process will wait for the input. Okay, so again I'm giving Anu, and then until I hit enter, it will not process further. I'm giving enter, and now if you go and see A, it will have Anu inside it. So it this particular input gave the prompt to user, collected the input, and then it is, since we are assigning here to a variable called A, it got saved into A. Okay, we will apply the similar thing in this code. Okay, instead of directly giving 100, I'm just going to get an input. Okay, let me save this and run. So here it's asking I will give 56. Something is wrong with my VS Code. Let me go to Jupyter. Let me run this. So it's asking for number of unit consumed. I'm giving 56. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. There is an issue. So here we saw we were giving in string and then it is saving into A. But if in case I'm giving some number, I'm giving 56. And if you see A here you see the A is printed in single quote. The value is inside single quote. And if I see the type of A, it is telling string. Okay. Even though it's a number, it is actually giving only as a string to the variable. It's saving as a string. Okay. So this is that is a problem here. It couldn't it got it as a string. With the string, you cannot do this evaluation because here it is a number. You can compare only number to a number, not a string to a number. Here A is nothing but string. Okay. So this is one key thing with input. It will always, whatever it gets the input, it will always uh, get it as a string and give it as a string to a variable. Okay. So if I have to convert it manually, I can do type conversion. Okay. What I have to do, this is called type conversion. You're converting a particular string to a integer. Okay. So now I have converted it. Okay. So let me create a variable B. Now, if you see, there is no single quotes here. And if I check the type of B, it is integer. Okay. So instead of after getting the value and then I'm converting it and saving it to B, I can do this way. What I'm doing here only I'm converting because I know I'm going to handle numbers. So whatever value we get from the input, directly I'm converting and I'm saving it to A. Okay. So it's asking for the number 78. And now if you see A, there is no single quotes because it's number. Here you see it is integer. Okay. Let me do that here. Let me run this again. It's asking for number of units. I'm giving 90. So based on the value, it goes and does the calculation and gives me the output. It's clear, guys? Any doubts in handling the input? Okay. So I'll do the same thing for this if condition, okay? Instead of directly hard coding the value here, so here let me give Sammy, okay? So what will happen if I give Sammy? What would be the output?
Welcome, Sammy.
Okay, I'll give enter. Then I will rerun this code, okay? Now I will give George. Okay, what would be the output now?
Welcome, George.
Okay, so let me rerun this. Here, let me give a different name. Or I will give George only. Okay, what would be the output now?
The last else.
What's,
Welcome.
by the way, what's your name?
What happened? I'll remove the snippet, or I will move this up. Okay. Some problem. This line is not getting executed. I will do it over VS Code. Same problem here. What is the problem?
Some processing is going on. On the top, you can
Yeah,
see.
so
You
it's
can open
still
another.
okay. I guess it restarted. Let me run this. Okay. So since I have given this charge, which is in lowercase, it's not. It's this condition is still failing because this charge and this charge are different. Because this programming language is case sensitive, it's of different case. It's considered as a different values altogether. Okay. So it's not printing this. It's going and printing me this. Okay. So guys, any doubts with handling input and if else statement? No doubt, right? Okay. So I'll give an assignment in that case. Okay. You have to get two inputs from the user. Okay. A and B. Both are numbers. Okay. You have to compare these two values and you have to tell which is a maximum number. Okay. Don't hard code any value, any number inside your program. Get the input. Based on the input, see which is high and print output telling this number is maximum. Okay. So this is the assignment for tomorrow, for maybe Monday. Okay. We will see the assignment on Monday. So let me go to the next topic. So I was showing that we can convert string to integer, right? I was using a function called int. Here, I'm just using int function and I'm just passing a value and I'm converting the string to integer. So this is called type conversion. You can convert a string to integer and integer to float. Let's see what all conversion is possible in Python. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So here I have a value 10.0. What is this type?
Float. Float.
Okay. So I want to convert it into integer. So what I can do, x is equal to int of x. Okay. So I'm using a function called int, and inside that I'm placing a value, okay, so that it converts any character, any string or float into integer. Let's see. Now you see the x is turned to 10, and if you check the type, it's integer.
Hmm.
Okay. Similarly, I can convert a string to integer or integer to string. So when you're converting integer to string or string to integer, the number will be same. It will be same 10 only, but you will have single quotes and you will not have single quotes based on that at the type it understand is shown. If it is a string, though it has number value, what all the string number operation, you cannot do addition on that. If you have, for example, a is equal to 10, okay, b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b. So c is nothing but 30, right? Now I update a is equal to 10. I'm now making it as a string, though it is a number, now it is a string, okay? If you see the type of a, it's string. Now if I do a plus b, what would be the output?
Error.
Error,
You'll
correct.
get error. Yeah.
If both are string, if b is also string, then in that case,
Concatenation.
okay. So C will look like 10, 20, 10 followed by 20. Okay, if both are string, it does concatenation. If one is number, one is string, you cannot use this plus. So I wanted to tell that though it is a number, if it is a string, it's having a string data type, you cannot do what you're going to do with the number. You cannot do those processing. Okay. Now x is equal to 10. Okay, this is an integer. Now I wanted to convert into string. So far we have seen how to convert particular value to an integer, string to integer, float to integer. Now we will convert integer to string. Okay, I'm going to use a function called str, which is to convert any value to a string, and I'm going to give x, and if you see, there will be a single quotes added to it. It's string now. And we have conversion for the few other data types. We have something called list, set, tuple in Python. So when we go through those topic, I will tell how to convert because now even if I convert list and show, you will not understand because it's not as simple as string and integer. When we go through list topic, we will see how to convert. Okay, and yeah, this is all about conversion and handling input and if statement. Monday we will see loops, while and for loop, which is a bit complex topic. Then we will see the remaining data type, list, dictionary, tuple, and set. We want to discuss anything about this today's class? Any doubts? Any question, guys?
Not much. I have one question. So let's say if I install this VS Code, so will this
Mhm.
directly ask that which language I want to go with, or I mean there is
No,
a
it you
specific
can
settings and all.
in any ID you can write any language. You can I use VS Code to write HTML, and I used to write CSS, and I used to write Java, and I also write Python. It just depends on what extension you are saving. It understand that particular language, and you can execute it. Okay.
So that will automatically comes with. I mean,
Yeah.
let's say if I'm down. Okay. And which VS Code, which version you're using? Which one?
I
Which
guess I'll
version?
be using a very old one because this got installed many years back in my system when I got the system. You can see which one is the latest. It's showing only my Python version. Okay. So you can see which one is stable, latest stable release, and you can use it.
Okay.
Guys, I guess VS Code is as simple as I was downloading Tony. I just was downloading and clicking next and execute. So if you guys have any issue with VS Code, we can see one day how to install VS Code. Okay. But I guess when you go to website and write VS Code download, you will automatically you will complete it successfully installing it. After installing, you will have a welcome screen. Okay. Here, if you want to open a file which you already have in your system, you can click on this, and with the folder, you can select the file. Okay. Or open a folder or new file. I was like clicking new file and this new tab got opened. Otherwise, I can click here, double click, you will have a new file got created. And I'm just going to save it and run it. That's all I do.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, this setting up the environment, right? That is something and a topic was added. So Jupyter Notebook, how we need to set and all, are you going to share it later?
Yeah, Jupyter, we will see. Maybe on Monday, you remind me. We will see how to do Jupyter, because Jupyter download is also very simple.
Okay.
Let me see if I have that chips handy.
Actually, in my office laptop, I cannot install Jupyter. So, is there any version or any other thing that which we can download?
If in your office laptop, are you going inside the VDI and downloading, or in outside the VDI you're trying?
Mm, no, no, I don't have a VDI, but there are lots of restrictions.
Okay, but I don't think there would
I
be an
can
issue with
download in my
Jupyter.
local, the personal laptop, I can download, but I was thinking that
Okay, maybe there is some restriction, but I just went to Jupyter. Okay, I just searched for Jupyter. The first thing I opened, then what I wanted is Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Note. Okay, so here it is Jupyter Lab. I do not want this. Here we have Jupyter Notebook. Install the notebook. Okay, it is telling follow this command. I'll copy this command. Okay, I will go to my terminal. Now we are inside the Python, right? I will exit it because it's not a Python command. It's a normal generic command. I just have to give pip install mine is Jupyter Notebook. What is the issue? Okay, pip install notebook. I have copied pip install notebook. Okay, I will give enter. I already have, but still I will reinstall that. There won't be any issue. So now this got installed. Okay, the notebook is installed. Then when you have to open, you have to write this command. Every time when you want to open Jupyter Notebook, you have to copy this command. So I have given Jupyter Notebook, okay, and then I have given in enter. Now it will open a browser for you where you will have, since I already have Jupyter things inside my system, it just opens your local system, okay? Your local system, what you have in this folder, what you see here. Similarly, it shows here. If you already have anything, the Jupyter Notebook, this is Jupyter Notebook. Here you see it has IPYNB, Python Notebook. I can open this. This is SQL. I cannot, this is Java. I cannot open. It will open like this only. Okay, I'll close this. So here you see the first class notes, the like what is Python, all those things I have in Jupyter Notebook like this. It's opening. Otherwise also, you can create a new one. You can create a new notebook. Say here you see new Python. I want Python notebook, so I'll give Python and it will open a new one for me where you can run and execute. Um, so yeah, installation we saw Jupyter Notebook. Just that pip command, what I've posted in the, let me post it in the chat. Okay, this is the command. You have to open your terminal or command prompt and run this. Okay, if you see any issues after running this command, please, we can discuss it on Monday. Okay, I can resolve it over the class. See, today morning also what happened, as soon as I opened it before the class, I So I have two tab open, right? Here we were seeing all our Python, but before that I opened my Windows and I was, where is it? I opened a Jupyter notebook before the class started and made it ready. Okay. So every day I'll be opening this and I'll be typing Jupyter notebook, and a Jupyter notebook will be opened and we can do everything from the browser later on.
Okay. And
Okay.
ma'am, regarding
So
the
uh
Python environment, right? See, I'm basically from Java background, and recently in my company they moved to me to an Python based project. So that's why I enrolled this course, ma'am. So so they are setting up an environment. Um, it so those things. No, I just want to know how in the enterprise side the project was structured. What is the things we need to consider? Those things can we cover in this course, ma'am?
so
Like they set
environment
an
set.
environment like that, and they will read some of the configuration file. They will load the things, uh, which is I'm not quite familiar actually.
Okay. So when you talk about environment setup, it's first when you install Python, you will be setting your Python path in your environment variable, right? That you need not do if you are while installing, there is a button add path to the add path to the environment. If you click that and go on install, it will automatically set up the environment. But coming to your project structure, they you are using YAML, is it? What config are they loading inside your Python?
The database, the REST API connections, those things they will put
Okay,
some
those
dot
are
in.
yeah, those are kind of a advanced shopping in Python. We will be seeing it later how to handle. So it's because this course is for beginner who do not have much knowledge in programming language. All people got enrolled, so that's why we are going from basic towards maybe after 10 classes. I will be showing how to load a CSV, how to read it, and how to process the values inside CSV. But
Okay.
how to do database connection, you will see a sample database connection, but every application, it will be different. The way they connect to the database, even inside the same company, different application uses a different method. You just have to see how they are doing and you can follow it. But yeah, we will see how to connect to database from Python. And REST API, I will also show only the basic because those all like kind of advanced topic we will see in the advanced course only. But
Okay.
here I will show how do you create a basic API and how to run it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you really need some help with your company code, you are not quite understanding it. Maybe someday, Saturday or Sunday, when you get time, you can ping me. I can explain you a little bit, but I want to see that particular code to see
Okay.
how they structured and what they are doing. I can try to explain it to you.
Okay, ma'am.
It depends on each application. Each application writes in different way.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
let's see how yours is, and we can go through
Sure.
it.
Sure. Thanks.
Ma'am, how to
Yes.
reach you?
Yeah, how to reach me? Okay, you can ping me over we have a group, right? You can ping me in that group, or you can ping me separately. I'm part of that group. My number. My number starts with 8105. And it will have name. I guess it will have Annapurani in the WhatsApp chat. Okay, you can get number from there and you can ping me.
Okay, ma'am. End
Okay.
with 666. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Arlene, any question? I
Uh,
see you keep typing, but I didn't get any message from you. Yeah.
No, actually, I was typing the assignment that you gave, so I had already done that.
Okay, don't post it here, okay? Because
Oh,
I wanted everyone else to try on their own. We will
sure.
see it on Monday, or you can mail me the assignment. Um, okay, this is my mail ID. You can mail me the assignment. I will execute and see if something needs to be modified. I'll reply you back, okay? So
Sure.
that nobody else will see your assignment until they complete.
Sure, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Sunit, Parthiba, Vidya, any question, any doubts you want to discuss it here? If no question, then we can end the session here, guys. Bye. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.